This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming.
What's going on, guys? This is VinylicPuma, and today I want to go over some of the better unique weapons that can be found in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So, top 14 best unique guns and weapons in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, starting now. Number 14. The Tannis Laser of Enlightenment. So this Laser of Enlightenment is essentially a Maliwan beam laser that functions like a flamethrower and will be the closest we actually get to a flamethrower until Borderlands 3. Even though its range is less than a regular beam laser, it's still a great weapon and works well on Maelstrom Stack / Saronic Storm Athena. Number 13. The Plunkett. While the Plunkett isn't as strong as a Jacob's Muck-a-Muck with identical parts and accessories, it does have the advantage of removing ammo from a player's ammo pool instead of the magazine upon scoring a critical hit. I do think it's a little difficult to acquire, but its special effect is quite useful and works great on Aurelia, the Baroness. Number 12. The Company Man. So this is both a bizarre but useful weapon. When fired, the pellet spread is completely vertical, making it great for firing directly at enemies' torsos or heads. It also has a relatively high magazine size, decent damage, good fire rate, and can come in all elements. Unfortunately, it can only be obtained once legitimately by owning Tales from the Borderlands. Number 11. The Fast Talker. Yet another weapon locked behind the Tales from the Borderlands Season Pass. The Fast Talker is possibly one of the highest fire rate weapons in Borderlands the pre-sequel. While it's not insanely powerful, it is pretty fun to use up against regular enemies. It's too bad that it can only be legitimately obtained once upon loading a character. Hopefully, Gearbox will make it drop in the future. Number 10. The Torquemada. So the Torquemada is a pretty nice shotgun that can be obtained really early on in the game. What I like about it is the delayed explosion effects, which cover a pretty large area. This gun is great up against frozen enemies and would probably be great on both Aurelia or Claptrap. Number 9. The Egun. So this is a pretty unique laser in the sense that it's a Maliwan beam laser, and unlike other Maliwan weapons, it's completely non-elemental. While it's not as good as some of the other lasers in the game, it's actually pretty decent early on and later on once you acquire it. It's also the only way to kill ghost-like enemies, and is a nice Ghostbusters reference. Number 8. The Vibrapulse. There's a good chance that if you've completed the pre-sequel, you're probably familiar with this laser. Like other Moxie weapons, it has lifesteal, and while the Vibrapulse only comes in shock element, it's quite effective up against most enemies found within the game. Number 7. The Party Popper. While this pistol has possibly the worst range of any gun in Borderlands the pre-sequel, it's actually pretty powerful and might just be one of the most powerful pop guns in any video game. You will need to beat the Claptastic Voyage DLC expansion, however I would say that it is well worth it to acquire this weapon. Number 6. The Mining Laser. Now, there's not really a whole lot to this gun, other than it is a Hyperion railgun laser with a ×3 multiplier. The projectiles fire in a triangular formation, making it sort of bad at a long-distance combat, but considerably more effective the closer you get to an enemy. The Mining Laser will probably be the closest we get to a laser shotgun-like weapon in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Number 5. The Heartbreaker. While you can't obtain the Heartbreaker via an in-game drop, you can use a save editor to put one on your character. The Heartbreaker is considerably more powerful in Borderlands the pre-sequel than it is in Borderlands 2, thanks to Athena's Maelstrom skill, as the Heartbreaker can be used to gain stacks quickly. Of course, like all Moxie weapons, the Heartbreaker has lifesteal. Number 4. The Hail. The Hail is also another Moxie weapon that returns from Borderlands 2. What makes the Hail so great is its high critical hit damage, as well as the ability to have the initial projectile split into two after a certain distance. It is a little difficult to use at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll deal lots of death pretty consistently. You can receive the Hail upon killing Iwajira. Number 3. the Phrygia. What the Phrygia lacks in overall damage output, it makes up for it with its high freeze chance and ×2 multiplier. In my opinion, the Phrygia is the best gun in the game for freezing enemies, and what's great about it is that it's obtained as a quest reward, making it pretty easy to get. This is a pretty nice contrast to Borderlands 2, where you have the Slagga, which is pretty much the best weapon for slagging, that might take you a little while to farm for, and there's a chance, depending on who you side with for the particular quest, there's a chance you might not be able to get it during your playthrough. Number 2. The Old Rosie. Before the Claptastic Voyage expansion, the Old Rosie was probably one of, if not the best weapon in all of Borderlands, the pre-sequel. It sports an impressive base damage stat, as well as high continuous damage bonus. In fact, early on in the pre-sequel's lifespan, the continuous damage bonus went down from roughly 500% to roughly 300% where it is now. While I miss the overpowered Rosie, it's still worth picking up if you manage to complete the game on True Vault Hunter mode or higher. Number 1. The Machine. Without a doubt, this is probably the most powerful and unfortunately unobtainable weapon in Borderlands the pre-sequel. What makes the Machine so powerful is the fact that it's based on the Droog sniper rifle, which by itself is already a really powerful sniper rifle, and the Machine also has a continuous damage bonus stat like most Maluang beam lasers, or think of the Rosie beam laser. Definitely pick one of these up if you can, or make one with the save editors. Gib save editor if you have the chance. Anyway guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like. And as always, take care and I'll see you all next time.